Will the proliferation of AI generated content across social media, blogs, books, and everything else drive a new renaissance in content creators and tastemakers? I think there's a really good case for it. Having people out there that we know and that we trust that can create the excellent content that is being created and bring it together for us to consume in an easy to digest manner, whether this be across music, blogs, books, whatever it is. We're going to need people that we can trust, 100% human created or 100% AI created or a mix of both. We understand what that process has been like. And that element of trust is going to be really important. And being able to prove that and having that transparency to say this is 100% human created or whatever is going to become more and more important as well. And that's where tastemakers are going to become really important. And this is also where Web3 comes into this. And there's been an uptake in tastemakers in the Web3 domain, where people, tastemakers within the art domain, within the music domain, within the written domain. We're seeing these individuals have followers behind them because of their ability to choose really great art, whatever art means to you. And even we're seeing groups of individuals to come together and becoming little media empires on their own and creating content for their community and bringing their funds together to help launch high levels of content. I'll use a music example because it's the best established one that we've got at the moment. You've got music bloggers out there, and the way they monetize that service is generally most of the time through advertisement. And when they do embed links into their website and things like that, they're usually directing someone away from their website to the centralized platforms who then have that 98%, whatever it is, take rate of the financialization of that product. Where Web3 is coming in is that's lots of music artists who are now releasing their new singles and releasing their albums or releasing creations of music as an NFT, as a series of 100 NFTs or NFTs that increase in price the later on, and that you kind of jump on there and buy it. So there's kind of a dynamic pricing in there as well. And then, but not only are the artists getting from there getting value from this, but there's also now coming out these people who are collectors and sort of becoming top collectors and collectors to follow. So people are following other collectors on Sound, which is a Web3 music platform, because they trust these people's sense of taste. They know it's similar taste to them. They know they've got good style and good understanding, and they trust that they are doing their due diligence on that side of things. And we've got sort of large funded models. There's Cooper Records, which is almost like a record label, but an individual and with much less money than you would normally have to have set up a media label, or record label, sorry. There is groups of people that come together and bringing their funds together, and they're collecting music as a collective group. And the really exciting thing that's coming from this is that artists are now approaching people like Cooper Records or these collectors, or even on certain times, individuals who to kind of say, can you help me release my next single? I've seen you collected 2, 3, 4, 5 of my records, and I want you to help launch me onto the next stage because I think we can work really well together. And obviously, the beauty of all this is all on chain. So you can see that, I, for example, am a collector of these records. This collective has collected these records. I can join that collective. It might be an NFT that I've got to be there. Maybe I have to give a bit of money into the collective to do it. But all these different models are coming together where we're now starting to be able to financialize and give a reward mechanism to these tastemakers and the artists along the way, rather than the centralized entities, the Spotifys, the TikToks, the YouTubes, taking the vast majority of the take rate. So 18, 90, 95, 100% in some circumstances. Sound have already released that if someone buys or mints a record through my referral link, I'll get 5% of those proceeds every single time it happens. But as I said, it's more these collectives and these groups are forming where the real value is coming together, because the more that as a collector I'm able to promote different artists, the more the value of those artists' music is going to go up, the more money that artist is going to make, the more money I'm going to make because I've been collecting their records as well. So my portfolio of records value goes up. But I'm doing something that I love doing, which is listening to music and creating music. And this is where I can start to see, take this from the music domain, you move it into the film domain. We've got Web3 film companies being set up. You take it into the writing domain, you take it into blogs, you take it into podcasts. Already a collector of podcasts myself, I think that has got real value. I really love what that podcast said. It was a real turning point, especially in this sector. And how many more times can we see this sort of happen? And all these tastemakers come out and go, actually, that's someone I trust. That's someone who's got taste just like me, and I want to be part of that. So we're building on these ideas of community. We're building on these layers of being known and respected in your sector. Anyway, it's just a little thought piece from me around tastemaking and curation in an age of AI content and content shock coming through at the moment. I'd love to hear your thoughts underneath. So please comment, let me know what you think. And I hope to sort of do a few more of these videos going forward as well. Thank you.